Tamsoft, why are you nerfing characters and not putting it in the patch notes? Why? Why are we doing this? Yo, I'm so upset right now, but before we start this video, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Sick, and God bless and praise the Lord if you're able to watch this video today. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, consider subscribing. And if you like the video, please smash the like button. It helps the channel a lot. I greatly appreciate it. Alright, now let's get to the video, right? So, I was about to make a Soul Society Arc Ichigo guide today, right? So I'm like, alright, let me go make a guide. I feel like I haven't made a guide in a minute. Let me go make a guide. And I chose to do Soul Society Arc Ichigo because I like playing this character and I know the character, right? So I come into training mode, and this is my first time touching him after the patch, and I come into training mode, and I noticed that they nerfed him in a huge way. That and they didn't announce it. First of all, he wasn't even a name on the patch notes. Soul Society Arc Ichigo, if I remember correctly, wasn't even named on the patch notes, and then they nerfed him. So his nerf is basically, it may seem like a small nerf, but it's actually a really big nerf, right? So off his light attacks, right? He's safe, obviously, right? But he was able to backdash after his light attacks, right? So if your opponent was to block this light attack, I was able to backdash after. If the opponent was able to block all three, I'm still able to backdash after all three, so it seems. But I don't think that's the case with every character. I think every character with longer reach can actually punish that, right? But before, that wasn't the case. He was able to always backdash into safety. His invincible frames would activate, and the same thing after 2. And I think it was the same after 1, right? That is not the case no more. So immediately that makes him a worse character because that was part of his stagger pressure game, right? Now he can't stagger because your opponent knows if I do this, he's not going to backdash. All he has to do is just stand there and block. And now you're forced to take this strike throw mix after the opponent blocks. And before you wasn't, because I was able to get back into safety, and now I'm making my opponent make a read on my backdash. And now they have to chase down my backdash. And then if I read correctly, I could stagger pressure and do this once and then go back and do it again. So now that's bad. So I guess they trying to force you to, because I just seen right now, if you got some space, maybe. Nope, still maybe from here. No, it's a little too short. So I guess they want you to play him more around here. But sometimes this be whiffing. Like right here, you would think this is it, but it be whiffing. So you gotta be at least right here to get some pressure out of it. And that's kind of whack. I don't like that they did that. And the fact, and not even that they did it, the fact that they didn't announce it in the patch notes is what bothers me. So that makes me know that I have to go back and check over every single character to see what they did and what they didn't do. Because they're now announcing every single thing in the patch. To me, this makes no sense. He was a Rushdown type of character. Like, he doesn't really excel from all the way out here. Because this is slow. This is pretty quick, but don't got that much reach. So, this move is trash. Like, you're forced to just block after. You can't do anything. First of all, it's unsafe. If you do it up close, it's unsafe. You have to space the move. And it's not the greatest. Because if you're right here, you're just short. Maybe that makes you could throw your opponent timing off because of that and do something like that. But, or you could do this. But here, that's unsafe. This is unsafe. You have to space it to like here for it to be safe. Chad, when he gets to space his dash attack, he gets to get plus. At tip range. Ichigo. Let me see right here. Nope, just short. So I guess the only real good thing would be I could probably do something like that if I space it. That's probably like how you might want to play him now. But to me, this move in general wasn't that good. When I tried to use this move, it wasn't good at all, right? So the fact that they took away my option to backdash after this, and now I can't stagger pressure. I have to sit here and block now. It's kind of trash, and it gets worse. Like, you could be like, oh, okay, but when he goes Bankai, he probably still the same character. Let's put him Bankai. So, and his especially this one, he's about speed, right? You see his walk speed is really, really good. He's about speed, right, in this form. So him being hard to hit, because he don't have combos, right? So him being able to stagger pressure and being able to backdash off of moves was good. He can't backdash off of this no more. That's the one. He can't backdash off of this. No, he can backdash off of this. He could backdash off of this. But off the second one, he can't backdash. And it's kind of, and you wanting to do the second one is part of his stagger. So now I could just delay a little bit and then go again. And that's how he played before. But now he cannot do that no more. So that's terrible. He still got his record things and this combos. So that's pretty good. So your opponent got to watch out for that. That was always the same. He could backdash off of this still. So that's pretty good. But he can't backdash off of this no more. And it's not plus on block, so his dash attack, he this right here, he can't backdash off of. But this will frame trap if they opponent try to press a button. So that's probably good. But the fact that they lessen his backdash options, to me, don't make no sense when he's a rushdown character. And to me personally, I feel like every character should have a backdash option, or almost every character. There's some characters I understand why they don't have a backdash, but especially if you're a rushdown character that don't do a lot of damage, why you don't have multiple backdash options? So you can make your opponent guess what are you going to do instead of just swinging in place or trying to grab in place. It makes the opponent have to do something else besides just doing the standard 1-2 things you could do in that situation. Grab or just strike. Now if I'm able to backdash, you have to read that backdash now. That makes you have to chase me down, and it adds more element to the game. So now I could try to stagger pressure now. But when you take this away from characters, the characters can't stagger pressure no more. Because this is the fundamental game plan of stagger pressuring, because you could backdash. Since you can't backdash no more, your opponent could just easily match grab out and always beat out your stagger pressure. You understand? So I guess when you got space, you could backdash, but again, that's character dependent because Uhara Sword is not the greatest. So another character will be able to get this backdash if their sword reach is longer. And it makes no sense to me, and I'm going to showcase this right now. And it makes no sense to me to like a character like Sosai Arc Ichigo is supposed to be a rushdown character, doesn't have that type of pressure no more. But a character like Aizen could. And he's supposed to be a zoner. And he could do it off of all 3 of his light attacks. 1 light attack, 2 light attacks, 3 light attacks. And he's a zoner. And he could do stuff like this. And then he got defensive stuff. And then he got stupid stuff like this. Right? So a character like this could have this, and then you buff them to make it that he gets his awakening quicker, but then you nerf Bankai Ichigo in that type of way that he can't get to his quicker, but then you buff it that he could get to his quicker. Make it make sense to me. I don't know, but I don't understand it.
This is my limit.
I gotta make it make sense to me, Tamsoft, because stuff like that doesn't make sense. Please put me down on the team. I can make the game right. I know what to do to make the changes to make these characters play right. Please put me down on the team. Please, Tamsoft. Please put me down, because this don't make no sense to me. And then, yeah, again, I don't like that y'all are nerfing stuff and y'all not explaining it in the patch notes. So, another nerf that they did with Bankai Ichigo, I think he got a nerf where at the 3, he can't backdash. But, that's not that important because he could backdash off of 2. So that's where the real stagger pressure comes in with him. So that's not that crazy. But before in neutral, I like to use my Getsuga, right? And I like to mix up the timing of my Getsuga in 3 different ways. I could just throw it regular, well, 4 different ways. Throw it regular. I could charge it a little bit and throw it. I was also able to do a light attack and then throw the Getsuga after, and then do a special flash attack and throw the Getsuga after. And that would mix up the timing as well. So that made Bankai Ichigo pretty good when you could do stuff like that. You could do this and do it, but as you can see, you can't do that no more. The full recovery animation has to play out before you was able to cancel it. Now you can't do that no more. It comes out so slow now. So that changes how he worked fundamentally in the neutral, or at least how I used them. And I don't mind that they took that change away, but can you announce that change in the patch notes? That's all. I don't care if you took it away, but announce the change in the patch notes. Because now when you go back to playing the game and I'm here trying to do stuff like this and it don't work, I'm like, why did y'all change that? But why didn't y'all announce that y'all changed that? Because y'all announced the whole changes to his combos and he can't do stuff like this no more, right? And that's actually kind of crazy. And in some combos, it's kind of crazy because before you could do at least 1 into this, and you can't do that at all no more. So, but whatever. But you can announce that, but you can't announce doing stuff like this, or announce that you change the frames on certain moves on the character so they can't backdash no more. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. I'm telling you right now that certain characters really need to be able to backdash after they moves. You have a lot of characters in this game. Well, not a lot, but you got some characters that you want the opponent to press into you, right? And since you want the opponent to press into you, right, when you face good opponents, they don't press into you. They don't press into you at all, right? So this makes a character like Zaraki instantly trash because he's not pressing into you. He's not the quickest. Even though y'all buffed his speed, he can't chase you down effectively. And then once he actually do get in, he has no type of mix-up to do anything because he can't backdash off of nothing. 1, he can't backdash off of. 2 attacks he can't backdash off of. And 3 attacks he can't backdash off of. So if he can't backdash off of these moves, okay, you know your opponent's gonna press there. Maybe I should do something that he has that's supposed to deal with the opponent pressing into you. And then you can't go into your sig. You can't immediately cancel. At least let him immediately cancel into the sig. Or get his flash attack out. You can do that. But it's not like this is plus. So now your only option, you can't backdash off of that either. So your only option to do anything is to do this. And then that's only one option you have. Or you just gotta sit there and block. Can we get an option to backdash as well? At least give him 1 backdash option. At least. Maybe 2. Because he has none at all. If you do offer 2 and he could backdash over here, that'd be cool. And if you could backdash over that, that will make him a better character immediately. So now your opponent has to think about retaliating when they up close against him. Because you have multiple things you could do. But now when you can't do that, your opponent just have to attack or grab. And most likely they could just break her. And anything you do is going to get beaten out because you're at a disadvantage frame-wise. And the way breakers work in this game, breakers will work against attack if they at a severe frame disadvantage. If you're not at a frame disadvantage, then the breaker won't beat out attack. But if you're at a frame disadvantage, the breaker will beat out attack. So now that makes characters like this trash or mid tier. Same problems Tosin have, even though he's better now because his counter functions properly compared to what it was before. But when you're going to face a high level player, it's going to be the same type of problems because he can't stagger pressure. Some of these characters, at least I understand they gotta be pressed into, but you have to let if they do so little damage, which Tosin definitely does little damage. Saraki's a little bit different. He does in the beginning of the game he does less damage, but the more Kampaku lives he has taken away from him, he does more damage. So it's a little bit different with Saraki. But in Tosin case, Tosin has to hit you so many times to take away your Reishi bar. Because if the opponent is not pressing into you, what is Tosin doing? You understand? So now if Tosin has to chase you and apply some offense, at least give him I know he has the backdash option off of his special flash attack, but at least let him get a backdash off of 2 lights so he can stagger pressure a little bit. He already don't do no damage. So if a person just plays defensively against Tosin, it's an uphill battle. I don't know, man. I don't know. I still enjoyed the game. I now have to go and really relab all the characters again to see what changed with characters, see what didn't change with characters, because they not announcing everything in the patch notes. And I just wish they did announce everything in the patch notes, right? And I wish they do something with backdash options off of your strings. Give it to more characters. Take it away from characters who really don't need it, like Aizen. Aizen definitely doesn't need that option. He don't need that option, right? And give it back to the characters who already had it, like Society Arc Ichigo. You taking that away from Society Arc Ichigo already makes him it worsens him as a character, for real. I don't even know. He was a pretty good character before, and I gotta go back in the lab and play him now and see how I'm gonna change my play style and stuff like that with him. But that's not fair, and it's not fair that you didn't put it in the patch notes. So Tanso, please, in the next patch notes, whenever y'all patch this game again, can y'all please include everything that y'all do in the patch notes? Treat it like Tekken. Tekken, for the most part that I know of, includes everything in the patch notes. Please, can y'all do that as well? And if y'all need help balancing this game, please, you come to your boy right here. I got y'all. But anyways, hopefully you was able to enjoy this video. If you did enjoy this video, please smash the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I have tons of Bleach Rebirth source content for you to enjoy. And anyways, that's pretty much the end of the road for this video. God bless. Peace.